And the cool thing is this will work across as many listings as you have selected. This mockup will always be in our mockup library, and we can use it for any designs that we desire. So today we're going to be using Mydesigns software, which if you don't have the software already, you can use my code LZ25 to get 25% off. There's also a free membership and a link in the description if you want to check out the free membership. It's definitely got capabilities that makes it worth it as well. So this is Mydesigns. I'm in the listings tab right now. You can bulk edit listings and then publish them to your Etsy and Shopify stores. And they also have this Fraser AI tool that lets you generate title and tags that are unique to each of your listings. So the software just saves you thousands of hours, and anybody that has this software is literally leaving everyone else in the dust when it comes to print on demand or digital products. And they're currently integrated through Etsy and Shopify, but they have more integrations coming. So like I say, link is in the description, and if you get a paid membership, use my code LZ25 to get 25% off. And by the way, if you're not familiar with Mydesigns, I've created a full beginner course, and I will link that up in the corner and also in the description. The other software we'll be using is Photoshop. And I know Photoshop can be expensive. I use it because I use many of Adobe's products. If you're not wanting to pay for Photoshop, there's an alternative that's almost identical from what I've heard called Photopea. And the steps for creating mockups should be very similar in Photopea as they are in Photoshop that I'm about to show you. All right, so to get started, let's click New File. We're in Photoshop. We want to use 3000 by 2250 pixels. That's a 4:3 ratio for your mockup, which is what Etsy uses. We're going to click Create. And you have this background. You can change this background color by clicking on the fill and change this color to whatever it is that you'd like. But I actually created a background already, and I just went ahead and pre-downloaded some of these files we'll be using. This is a mom shirt, a toddler shirt, and a baby outfit. And then this is the background, and this is the decorative overlay that I'm going to use. I just saved it all in one folder just for efficiency. I'm just going to drag and drop this background image on here. Resize it so that it covers the entire background. And click Commit. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to drag mom on here, resize this one. And I've noticed this works better if you resize this image before you do any background removal or anything, because we're going to remove this background. So I'm going to click Commit, and then I'm going to use the Remove Background tool on Photoshop. And I believe this is only available on the most recent Photoshop. So if this isn't here, then you may want to update your Photoshop. Remove Background. Okay. And I already kind of like where this is placed. I'm going to leave it here. And with mockups, you want everything to be very visible, so I'm going to leave this large for now. And then I'm going to go ahead and drag these other two images in here. We got baby, turn this a little bit. Actually want this on the right side. Remove the background there, put the toddler shirt in. Remove the background. I think I like that. I'm going to twist these just a little bit more. Okay, you'll see that I already have these layers named, and it's good to do this so you can kind of keep track of what is what. This is the mom shirt, this is the baby outfit, I think it's called a bodysuit, and this is the toddler shirt. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and create the smart objects that the design will be placed onto the shirt with. So you can build one of these yourself. This is a 45 by 5400 pixel design, which is the proportions for print on demand t-shirts and sweatshirts, etc. Okay, now the most important thing before you start adjusting the size or doing anything with this mockup section is to come over and right click on the layer over here, right click, and convert to Smart Object. If you don't convert this to Smart Object ahead of time and you start adjusting the angles and stuff, when you convert it to Smart Object, it will look like it's at an angle, but when you actually upload the mockup, the designs will be upright instead of at an angle. So it's very important you convert to a Smart Object before you start moving this around and transforming it. And by the way, if you don't see these transform tools, you can click Control T. If you click Control T, these transform tools should show up for you. All right, so I'm going to set this where it belongs. And I might make these a little bit bigger than they would print on an actual item because I want this to really show up in the mockup. And when I have other mockups, then the proportion will be a little bit more accurate. This is pretty close. I just want it to be somewhat blown up so that it's very visible in the mockup. So I'm going to place it right there, and I feel like it could be a little bit better angle. Use my arrow keys to do minor adjustments. Okay, I think I like that. Okay, right now this is named Mockup section, and we're going to rename these, but first I'm going to place the other two. Grab in, drag this on. Step 1, right click, convert to Smart Object. Now that it's converted to Smart Object, we can start transforming it. Now I know that the adult shirt mock-up is about 2 inches down from the collar. I'm going to put it right there. And I'm actually going to, I'll just leave this on top for now. And we'll move this back to where it's behind this in a sec, because I want to keep things organized here. All right, so I'm going to place the last one. Right click, convert Smart Object. Now that it's converted, I can start playing with it. Move it down here. And you know what, I'm actually going to move this right now so that I can see what I'm dealing with right here. So if I come over here and grab the layer, I can just pull it down just above the mom shirt. So it's behind everything else, but it's on top of the mom shirt still. I'm going to click over here, get this adjusted how I like it. Okay, now that we have all of these on here, this is how we get Mydesigns to recognize these smart files so that they can be replaced with your design, okay? And it's just how you name it. So if we come over to Mydesigns, we're going to go to our Assets tab and then Mockups. And these are all the mockups that I've already created. And this is where we upload mockups. So if you come up here on the right and you click this Upload Mockup button, it'll actually tell you the type of file that is allowed, which is a PSD file, which, by the way, you can export from Photopea, see.psd. That's a Photoshop file, and that's the file that Mydesigns requires. And then it tells you the type of layer that you need for the different objects. So for the smart object, that's what your design is going to be placed on or replaced with. So you go MD-image-. That's what we're going to name those smart objects. You know, that gray area. It'll be named MD-image-, and then we can put whatever we want afterwards. So let's go ahead and do that. So because this one is for the mom shirt, I'm going to double click here, MD-image-mom. Anything after that last dash doesn't really matter. As long as you have the MD-image-, you're good to go. And then I'm going to scroll up here. This one's the baby, MD-image-baby. And then this one is the toddler, MD-image-toddler. Now that we've renamed these, Mydesigns will know what to do with these smart files, and you'll see exactly how that works in a little bit. But there's something else that we need to do first. Not only do I want these images to be able to be customized, I want to be able to change the colors of these shirts as well. So we're going to come in here, and I'm going to select the mom layer, and then I'm going to come up here and click Layer, New Fill Layer, Solid Color. And I'll just name this MD-color-mom. Because in Mydesigns, it tells you for the color layer, it's a color fill type. So you need to use a color fill layer. And then we need to name it MD-color-. So that's why I'm naming it MD-color- and then mom. And for now, I'm just going to choose white. And the reason that it's blocked out the background is because this layer is just sitting above these items here. But if you right click on the layer and then come up to Create Clipping Mask, then it knows that it's only applying to this layer below it, okay? Now you can see that this is completely whited out. And how we fix that is we come over here to this drop down. See where it says normal? You're going to drop this down and click on multiply. And that way we can see our shading. So when this color changes, we'll still be able to see our shading for a more realistic effect. Now I'm going to do the same thing for these other ones. So I'm going to click on the baby outfit, come up to layer, come down to new fill layer, solid color. So we're creating a color fill layer. And we're going to call this MD-color-baby. Let's just make this pink for now. Okay, remember, come over here, right click, create clipping mask, and you can see that it's just a solid color right now. So we need to come over to this drop down, click multiply. And now you can see the shading. And we have one more. We're going to do the toddler. Click on this one, layer, new fill layer, solid color, MD-color-toddler. Okay, just make this one black. Now I'm going to add my decorative layer, which has a transparent background already. Okay, that should be good. Commit. Okay, and that's everything. This mockup is complete. I'll just save this as the mom, toddler, and baby mockup. And that's saved as a PSD file. So when we come over here into Mydesigns, we're actually ready to upload. So remember, when you come down to your Assets tab, so if we were in Listings or something, you come down to Assets, Mockups, Upload Mockup, choose Mockup. And I'm going to choose the mockup we just created. And it's going to examine the mockup and make sure that it has all of the files that are required. And it looks like it has found all of them, which is great. We have the toddler image, the baby image, and the mom image. And we also have the toddler color, the baby color, and the mom color. So it's good to go. We're going to upload this mockup. Great. Now this mockup is part of the library. And you can even link it to specific products if you want. Okay, now we're going to come back to our listings. I'm going to change this to tile view. If you're unfamiliar with Mydesigns layout, I made a video about this, and I'll link it in the description. It'll also probably pop up here in the corner, but definitely check that out. I go in depth. It's like a full beginner course. But this is to give you an example of how powerful these mockups are now. I was able to create all of these mockups with the click of a button, and notice there's a different design on each of these, but they recently came out with a new feature that allows to have different designs on one singular mockup. So that's what we just created. And I'm going to show you how that works. Now I've created a single listing here that has 3 different design files because I want to demonstrate how you can have 3 different designs in a single mockup. So I'm going to come up here and make sure there's nothing selected, and then I'm going to select just this one listing. Come over to Mockups, Image Mockups. I'm going to minimize the public mockups and come down to the custom mockups because this is where my mockups are saved. And click on this mockup that we just created. Now you can generate a preview, but first I want to select all of these options. Notice it has the default file slot selected on all 3 of these, but I want to have a different design on each. So I'm going to select a different file slot. Normally I would put a video in this file slot, but that's just what I chose to name this file slot. It's perfectly fine that it says video. It's not going to affect anything. But now we have the 3 different file types selected. So this is the one on the toddler shirt, this is the one on the baby shirt, and this is the one on the mom shirt. Okay, now we're going to choose colors for each. And you can use a color picker so that you can make sure, normally I would have a color chart, like I can even come over onto my other screen and choose a color from a color chart. But for the sake of the video, I'm just going to select this navy-ish color. And then for baby, I'm going to select the pink color. I might actually just use this other navy right here. I believe that's navy. And for mom, we'll go with sage. All right. And we can go ahead and generate a preview. And there we have it. We have 3 different colors and 3 different designs in a single mockup. And the cool thing is this will work across as many listings as you have selected. We only selected 1, but you could select 50. I'm going to go ahead and generate this mockup. I'm going to place it in the M4 slot, even though it already has something in there. I'm going to overwrite it, generate the mockup. And like I say, you could create this mockup for all of your listings with all the various different designs that you have on here. Okay, I'm just going to hold Control and zoom into here so we can see this bigger. Zoom out a little. And you can see that Mydesigns took the smart object and replaced it with the designs that we had selected. these are the 3 designs, and it placed it on the shirt. And there you have it. This mockup will always be in our mockup library, and we can use it for any designs that we desire. And because it's Halloween, I've got some Halloween decor, but you can see how powerful this is. So please let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'm usually pretty quick at responding. And if you haven't already, get yourself a Mydesigns membership. I have a link in the description. If you end up getting a paid membership, use my code LZ25 to get 25% off. And please let me know if you like this style of tutorials. I really appreciate the feedback. This channel is new, and I want to make sure that I'm helping you understand things as best I can. That's why I go into such detail with my videos. So thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.